I'm sorry for a so bad delay on this. I had some family problems that I had to deal with. So, I just don't really want to talk about it. So, I just want to get into the game. And let's just continue the story. Chapter 2, False Justice. Day 4. Yawn. Another morning. Another day. I rub my eyes drowsily. Drowsily, as I looked about the room. Looks like someone slid a note under my door. Jack, it has been brought to my attention that you witnessed a teacher misconduct incident that occurred yesterday. Please meet me in my office this morning to discuss the details of said incident so that proper action may be taken. Mr. Rokov, Vice Principal. Sigh. I'm not liking the sound of this. Well, let's see what fresh hell awaits me today. As I stumbled across the courtyard toward the teacher's office building, I couldn't help but yawn repeatedly. I'm really not much of a morning person. Now which way is the office? What the hell is that thing? It's not moving. I wave my hand in front of its face. It doesn't move an inch. Is it even alive? Other students were walking around it as if it was not even there. Maybe they can't see it, like how they can't see Echo or that ashy girl. Hello? Can you hear me? No response again. Doesn't even have ears. I tried poking it, but my fingers slipped right through like smoke. Echo? Are you there? Yo, Jack, you called? Yeah, glad to see you're awake inside my head. Just barely, your grossness makes things kind of difficult. Anyway, what can I do for you? Well, first of all, what is this thing? Is it dangerous or anything? I don't want some weird ghost wandering around the campus and cursing people. One crazy spirit is enough for me. It's a corrupted wish, I think. It must have done something terrible to its wisher to have festered into something like this. Although it doesn't feel like it has any real power either. Creepy, but it probably doesn't have the strength to do much damage. Heck, I doubt it can even move on its own. So are we just going to leave it here? Not much else to do, really. We can't even touch it. I guess you're right. I really hope it doesn't end up hurting people. It's right inside campus, too. Well, it can't hurt people if it can't even move. I don't think we have anything to worry about. Anyway, we better get going. You're late. Oh shit. I still gotta meet up with Mr. Rakov guy. With that Mr. Rakov guy. I sprinted down the courtyard, shooting the weird figure one last look. It hasn't budged a bit. I sure hope Echo's right about this. Well, there's no use worrying. Time to head off to the office. She's here. Reminds me of The Grudge. I don't know why. I've never been onto this side of campus before. Even so, the area that held the all teachers' offices always felt a little intimidating. Now let's see. Which one is Mr. Rakov's office? Shouldn't be too hard to find. They're all in alphabetical order. Let's see. His door is slightly open. I think I can hear someone familiar. I couldn't help but peek inside. And that's all the incitements. Are you still awake, Philip? Yeah. Yawn. Of course. Good. Because you'll want to hear what's next. I've taken the liberty to remove you from my law class and transfer you to Mrs. Clarksley Digital and Studio Art class. What? Why? Am I failing or quite the contrary? You're actually at the top of your class and outscored all your peers. Then why are you transferring me? Would you like the gentle answer or the honest one? Um, Honest it is then. To be frank, you look absolutely miserable in every waking moment in my class, and those waking moments are quite rare. That, seriously, Philip, I've never had a student look so soul-suckling numb. It makes me want to break down in tears every morning. You look like the perfect zombie student spreading the sad around. I'm sorry? Soul sucking aside, I think you'll be much happier in Mrs. Cluster's class. Your artwork is quite impressive. More importantly, you seem to actually enjoy it. I can't do that. My parents always pushed me to be a lawyer or a doctor or something more professional. You will be the one who lives and breathes your future career, not your parents. You deserve to do something that makes you happy, Philip. There was an awkward pause in the office before Mr. Radcliffe coughed loudly. Anyway, I believe our little session is almost finished. Onward to the next order of business. I believe our guest has arrived. Why don't you come in, Jack? I jumped and practically stumbled into the door. Jack? What are you doing here? Oh, I got a note that said I was supposed to be here. I totally wasn't eavesdropping or anything. Your eavesdropping is forgiven. Anyway, I called you both here to discuss a certain incident yesterday that you both witnessed. Would you two care to describe what happened between the quarrel between Mr. Dorcas Dolores and the student Cecil? Oh, so that's what's going on. Sounds like Mr. Dolores is finally get the payback he deserves. Good riddance too. That guy was an awful teacher. Was Philip at the incident yesterday too? Sure seems like it. I told Mr. Rockoff everything that happened yesterday, from Mr. Dolores yelling at me to how Cecil stepped in to defend me and got manhandled as a result. I skipped the part where I kicked the old rat in the balls. I don't think Mr. Rockoff would have taken that very well. Philip gives me a knowing smile. I'm glad Jack was there to step in and stop him. You really saved Cecil from Dolores. I felt my face grow a little red. I was there too, but I was in the back of the crowd and too tired to do anything. It's a good thing you were there instead. I didn't really do much either. I'm glad the school's actually doing something about Mr. Dolores, though. There were a ton of other students who witnessed the whole thing, so there's no doubt he crossed the line. I hope Mr. Dolores gets what he's coming to him. Rest assured, Jack, the staff and I will make sure Mr. Dorcas Dolores face the proper... Philip cuts him off sharply. No, he won't. In fact, I think this whole meeting is just a big waste of time. Mr. Rockoff coughed awkwardly and tried to regain his composure. And what do you mean by that, Philip? What? Am I wrong? It's not like Dolores ever gets punished for the crap he pulls. His brother's the head of the school board, after all. He gets away with everything. I assure you, Philip, that those rumors floating around aren't necessarily true. Really? Like how Dolores messed up with the student contacts and made sure Cecil didn't receive mail from the academy. That's why Cecil didn't show up for the orientation on our first day. And what about the time before that? Dolores pulled a bunch of strings to make sure Cecil didn't receive any scholarships or financial aid. If it wasn't for Cecil's anonymous donor, he wouldn't even be in the school right now. After all this, did Dolores receive a single punishment? No. Let's just face it. That rat's not going to face consequences unless he's caught red-handed at something really bad. A heavy silence hung in the room as Philip heaved a long, drawn out exhale. Sorry, I have not had enough sleep. It's like 11 o'clock. 12. Mr. Rockoff seemed at a loss of words. I don't blame him. I don't think I've ever seen Philip so cross. He's usually so lighthearted. Tell me, Philip, how do you know all this of this? How? I guess I'm a bit nosy. Plus, Cecil's just a good guy trying to get his life back together. He doesn't deserve all this crap. Mr. Harvey glanced at his watch before returning to Philip with a defeated sigh. Well, I believe we discussed all we could here. I've kept you two here long enough. Why don't you two go get some breakfast before the dining hall closes? Changing the subject, huh? Despite my growling stomach, I feel a bit reluctant to leave. Philip wasn't hesitant, sorry. He was already halfway to the door. Philip? What? I assure you that the staff and I will do our utmost to make sure justice is served. Really? Hope so. Mr. Rockwell stared grimly at Philip's retreating back until he disappeared from sight. After a while, he turned to me. His worried gaze made me slightly anxious, sorry. Jack? Yes, sir? Look after your friend for me, will you? Philip's a responsible young man, but he's also known to cross the line for certain things. I'm just afraid he'll do something. I think that said rash, I can't be sure. I missed that one. Make sure to be there for him if he does. I'll do my best, sir. By the time we arrived at the dining hall, it was already packed with students massacring each other for tater tots. Thankfully, there was still some food left. Philip and Dad grabbed all the eggs and toast we could carry, and managed to snag an empty table. The moment we sat down, I smacked my face into the table with an exhausted sigh. It's only morning, but things are already too heavy and tiring. Ugh, what a day. I felt a comforting pat on my back and mumbling my thanks. Suddenly something freezing pressed against the back of mine. It's cold as fuck! Wow, what a wimp. Pfft. You're right there, Jack? Philip passed me a glass of iced tea. I glared at it tiredly. Good morning to you, too, I guess. Cecil, when did you get here? Philip dragged me over while you were busy making out at the table. Speaking of which, Philip, there are better ways of waking me up besides pressing iced tea to my neck. But you looked like you needed to cool off a bit. Cecil and I collectively groaned. Ugh, it's too early for this shit. We're all a bunch of killjoys. I sighed and took a sip of my tea. It should be illegal to be this cheerful in the morning. I spit my tea all over the table and formed a rainbow in the morning sun. This tea is even more bitter than my soul. Why the hell is it unsweetened? You guys hear that ticking? That's weird. Where is that coming from? Whatever. Ignore it. Philip nonchalantly took a bite of his toast as he opened up a newspaper. Nonsense. Sugar is bad for you. You know, Philip, the more I get to know you, the more you start sounding like an old man. A newspaper at this day and age? Hey, I didn't judge you for streaking in the morning a few days ago. That wasn't... Is that how flirting works nowadays? Wow, Cecil, you better watch out. Huh, I'll keep an eye out for him. How could you two be so mean to me? I thought we were friends. What else are friends for? Philip continued scanning the newspaper with indifference while munching on toast. The little guy seems pretty relaxed now that he's out of the office. Who would have thought he'd switched moods so quickly? I'm glad he settled down, though. It was weird seeing Philip so quietly furious. Cecil was buttering a bagel when someone caught his eye. Philip, what's on the front page? I glanced over curiously. The front page showed a large photo of a creepy guy in a hood. This looks familiar. It says, "The Black Cat strikes again. Apparently, he vandalized a corrupt cop's home this time. The Black Cat? You don't know the Black Cat. Or you don't know the Black Cat? Never heard of him. Is he famous? Oh, right. You're not from the side of town, aren't you, Jack? The Black's sort of like a local hero around here. Hero? The guy's a criminal, Cecil. Who cares? He'll always be a hero in my book. Oh, that was a cool transition. That was really cool. I don't know. That was awesome. Anyway, Jack, the Black Cat is a guy who pops out the blue everywhere now and then around here. He's sort of like Banksy, but with a skateboard and cooler, and way more aggressive. He spray paints and vandalizes all the houses of these assholes around the neighborhood and exposes them for the shit they do. Sure, what he's doing is illegal, but at least he's made some pretty big changes around here. He kind of sounds like an asshole himself, if you really think about it. Well, yeah, he does, but the Black Cat's done a lot of great things for me. Like what? Well, this orphanage I used to live at, it was full of jackasses that starved the kids and never really paid attention to them. Well, that's horrible. It was pretty much full of Hunger Games in there if you wanted to stay half alive. I ran away the first chance I could, but I always felt bad for leaving the younger ones back there. But then a few years ago, the Black Cat just appeared out of the blue. He ransacked and painted the building full of words like monsters and prison. Oh, I think I remembered this on the news a few years ago. The West Orphanage incident. His vandalism caught a lot of media attention. There was a full-on public investigation of the place, and it got shut down and reformed, right? Yeah. A bunch of twats working there got arrested for child abuse, and the city rebuilt the orphanage from ground up. Sure, if I left before any of this happened, but one of the kids I know from the orphanage is finally living a happy life, thanks to the Black Cat. He's even got to start elementary school a few years ago. Never even got that chance. The air was heavy as Cecil quietly caught his breath. He blinked as if suddenly realizing where he was and flushed red. Sorry, I rambled on a bit, didn't I? Sorry for ruining the mood. Anyway, the Black Cat's a cool dude. You gotta at least admit he's done some good things. Anyone who can overrun the cops on a skateboard sounds pretty cool to me. So he's like Batman, but with the spray paint. Sounds badass. Sort of. I guess you could say he's Catman? Cecil and I groaned. You're in the mood, man. Catman doesn't really roll off the tongue the same way. Excuse me? What do you have against cats? We're totally cool enough. I see this is going. If you guys know what I'm thinking. Hey, I never said... Ooh, bell. Well, looks like it's time for class. Can we save the cat versus bats argument for later? Philip pouted into his toast, while Cecil heartily agreed. As the three of us headed to class, though, Philip was back to his old, grinning self. I sure hope it stays that way. I was dreading our creative writing class. The thought of seeing Mr. Dolores again already gave me a headache. Looks like he isn't here yet. Thank God. As Philip, Cecil, and I plopped onto our seats in the very back of the lecture hall, Mr. Rokov entered the classroom and approached us. Good morning, gentlemen. I hope you are well. Oh, hey, Vice Principal. Have you fired Dolores yet? I'm afraid I'm here for an entirely different reason. Cecil? Could you join me in the office right now? There are some matters that require your presence. Sure, I guess. What is it about? It's quite private. I will explain everything in the office. Cecil shrugged and followed Mr. Radcliffe out of the lecture hall with mild confusion. I have a bad feeling about this. Well, I don't want to sound pessimistic. I think that's the word. But that didn't look good. Too good. Maybe they're trying to get Cecil's side of the story too? Like how they did with us this morning? Jack, you have too much faith in this school system. Or maybe you just have too little. Philip shrugged nonchalantly. It's not like they've ever proven themselves otherwise. Yo, cuties, how's it going? Owen leisurely plops down on the seat next to Philip. He winks and lounges his arm around Philip's shoulders like an armrest. Philip looked nonplussed. Am I interrupting something? Well, besides people's personal space, not at all. Welcome to the class, Owen. Aw, come on, little guy. I just missed you. You're always up so early and come back to the dorm so late. A little affection every now and then wouldn't hurt. Owen leaned over and rested his head on top of Philip's. He doesn't seem to notice that way Philip was gritting his teeth with irritation. Sorry about that. I've had a lot of stuff to do. But hey, at least now can get back to our roommate bonding. Am I right? He leans into Philip's chair until their cheeks were almost rubbing together. Their whiskers were tickling each other from their close contact. Let me know if you want me to do anything for you, kiddo. Anything at all. Oh, jeez. Owen, you might want to take it back down a little. What? You jealous, Jack? Philip let out a feral hiss. Can I have my chair back? Oh, right. Sure. Why is everyone so grumpy all of a sudden? You all need to let loose. Live a little, you know? Where's the teacher? Isn't class supposed to start right now? Ouch. Now you're giving me the cold shoulder? You're breaking my heart, man. Owen inched a flirty hand onto Philip's thigh and with a wink. I'm sure if you just open up a little more, we'd get along fine. Whoa. What's with that look? That's your hint to piss off, Owen. Was that not straightforward enough? Jeez, I was just trying to be nice. Nice? Nice? Do you have any idea how much of pain you've been in the last few days? Whoa, this music got really intense. You have zero sense of boundaries. A damn preschooler knows how to behave better than you. I didn't think. You never do. It's been a bit irritating, actually. I told you again and again. Oh, hey, Owen, back off a little, please. But no. Let's keep creeping up on me. I'm sure I'll like you more then. I'm just a new toy for you to play around with. Am I just someone for you to experiment and feel up? Did you even bother to think of me as a person? Give me a fucking break. I need some air. Philip shakily stood up and stumbled out for the room, as though he had the wind knocked out of him. The room was silent, and all eyes were on Owen, who looked stunned in disbelief. I was shocked myself. But now's not the time to worry about that. I'm going to go to Philip. I'm going to go after Philip. Wow, that was like the same thing. Will you all right on your own for a bit, Owen? Yeah, go ahead. I'll be fine. Huff. Huff. Where's Philip? I've ran several circles around the campus already, but there's no sign of him. He wasn't at his usual spot on the roof either. Where else could he be? I know. You call Jack? Yeah. Like, you always seem to know a little about what's going on. Care to be your usual ghostly magic and help me find Philip? Oh, for the last time, I am not, I wish I knew where Philip is. Haha. Now are you getting it? He's not on campus anymore. There's a place in the forest by the Bradley Lake. A place that Philip goes to whenever he wishes to be alone. Think you could find it? Yeah. You mean that rickety old cottage? No, that doesn't sound right. That place is a bit too creepy to be comforting. God damn it, Echo. Why do you have to be so cryptic? Well, here's Bradley Lake. There should be a place where he wishes to be alone. Maybe there's. Yesterday there was a fork in the road. When I took a right, and ended up in the creepy cottage. Maybe if I take a left. Oh, dang. A wishing well in a place like this? Wishing well. Oh, Philip, even. Oh, Philip. Even your cryptid hints are puns. Ah. Up ahead laid Philip, curled up on the ground next to the well. His face was buried in his hands as he tried to steady his breath. Philip, are you okay? Jack? I shouldn't have snapped at him. I shouldn't have. Ugh. Is Owen alright? He looked pretty shaken up to when I left. Philip groaned into his hands, shaking his head vigorously. Stupid, 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 stupid! Why did I yell at him? I didn't want this. As Philip tried to steady his breathing, I crawled next to him on the forest floor and patted his back comfortably. After a while, he heaved a long, painful sigh. So sorry about that. I really screwed up this time, didn't I? I've been so frustrated at things going on around here. I just sort of snapped all of it into Owen. What a way to pay him back. The edges of Philip's eyes were red as he rested his head against the stone over the wishing well behind us. I reached out a hand, gently ruffled his hair. You weren't exactly wrong when you yelled at Owen. He has been making you uncomfortable these last few days, hasn't he? Just a little. But it doesn't exactly justify exploding in his face, does it? Sure, he's been a bit alluring, but Owen's been so welcoming and kind to me, too. He made living at the academy a bit easier, and now I just threw it back into his face. He probably hates me now. Doesn't he? Do you really think he's the type of guy to hold a grudge? You just have to go back and sort things out with him. You've been a bit stressed with everything that's been going on, that's all. I'm sure Owen will understand. He doesn't hate you. There was a long silence before Philip looked up from his hands. I'm scared, Jack. What if I mess up again? I always do somehow, don't I? I've never been able to keep friends for very long. What if I snap and ruin everything again? I sighed and looked Philip straight into the eyes. Yes. With a sharp tug, I pulled both his cheeks up until his face was scrunched up into a weird chipmunk smile. I don't know how to say that. Just fast. Here we go. It was a good old Philip smile we know and love. Puh. Puh. What the hell was that for? Like Owen said earlier, you gotta let loose sometimes, kiddo. With my golden acting skills, I tried to imitate Owen's famous flirty wink. You really captured this charm. Thanks. My beauty is wasted on nobody. In all seriousness, though, you need to let things go, Philip. Worrying will get you nowhere. You just have to find the guts to go back and talk to him. Well, now he's sad again. What? Make it sound so easy. I never said it would be easy, but it's the right thing to do after all, isn't it? Philip, you're a smart guy. I'm sure you'll get through to Owen eventually. I'll be rooting for you, kiddo. I'll do my best. I'll do my best. Thanks for coming all this way to cheer me up, Jack. I might have kept on skulking for hours if you didn't show up. It's been my pleasure. By the way, why did you come to this spot? The wishing well looks kind of old. Oh, this old thing? I guess you could say it's my happy place. I don't know why, but every time I visit the little wishing well, I feel happier than I did before. It's almost like there's always someone here secretly cheering me up. Weird. Oh. Speaking of places to be, we're basically skipping class right now, aren't we? Oh, wow. Whoops. I guess we better start heading back. There's a little shortcut down the road over here. You should head back first. I want to stay here just a little longer. If you say so. If you see Owen, tell him I want to talk, okay? Will do. Well, see you back in class, Philip. Oh, wait, before you leave. Oh, that's so cool. Philip dug around in his pocket before pulling out a faded jade coin. I want you to have this, Jack. As, you know, a thank you. It's not much, but I hope you like it. Wow, it's pretty. I can't take something valuable like this. Are you kidding me? This is like a cheap trinket you can find anywhere. And my physician's gone. But they say it's good luck, so keep it, okay? I stuffed it into my pocket. I stuffed it into my pocket, where it is left a comfortable weight against my leg. Thanks, Philip. I feel full of luck now. Time to buy a lottery ticket. Oh, or get back to class before Miss Dolores rips you a new anus. Shit. I better head back now. I'll see you soon, Philip. See you around. As I turned to leave this little clearing, the warm summer wind brushed up against me. I glanced back towards the wishing well and felt my chest lurch a little. What was this feeling? If you guys are playing this game and you are doing the choices that I am doing, please tell me with Owen, because I have never actually done Owen's at all. Obviously, you saw this just now. So please tell me what he, like, maybe, I don't know if he gives you something, or like, I don't know, tell me in the comments, please. I want to know. I want to hear your comments. I made my way towards the English building, where the creative writing class stood. My mind cluttered with quiet thoughts. Problems just keep popping up today, don't they? I wonder how Caesar's doing too. He's been in Mr. Rocco's office this whole time. Hopefully he hasn't run into any bad luck and drama like I have. Jack, you've got a problem. Whoa, give me a warning before you pop up like that. That corrupted wish from earlier? It's gone. A hushed silence rang in my ears as I looked about the courtyard. There wasn't a single trace of the strange figure from this morning. Where could it have gone? Didn't you say it was too weak to move on its own? It shouldn't have moved. At least, that's what I thought. This is bad. Well, it's not like a thing with no arms can do much damage, right? Are you kidding? It's a wish, Jack. That thing can twist circumstances and bring disaster or fortune, just like me. Hell, it's probably bringing misfortune with its presence alone. I doubt it's the coincidence that problems have been popping up for you and your friends around the same time it showed. That corrupted wish is what's causing all of our problems. Sorry, I didn't say that in a question mark. It sounded weird. More like the problems are already there, and he's making them much worse, causing Philip to feel more stressed, forcing Dolores to act more aggressive, encouraging the school facilities apathy. Is there anything we can do to get rid of it? We can't have that thing walking around cursing people left and right. There's not much we can do. Jack, you better go find Cecil in Mr. Rock's office. We should at least make sure no other problems are popping up. Got it. Without a second thought, I raced off towards the facility office building. Please, please be alright. I snuck quietly through the halls of the office building and inched my way toward Rocco's room. As I turned to the corner, I was shocked to find... Jack? How did you get here so quick? What? Philip? What are you doing here? Shh. I might hear you. Philip grabbed my shoulder and pulled me down low. Well, looks like I wasn't the only one who was worried. Now that you're here, we might as well be eavesdroppers together. Sounds like a plan. Together we called towards Mr. Ross's office. I like this music. It's snazzy. The door was slightly cracked open, revealing voices inside. Philip and I pressed our ears against the door, straining our ears. Sounds like several people are arguing loudly in there. Wait, that voice sounds familiar. Philip hissed. Dolores. I figured it was weird how he didn't show up to class either. The voice inside the office began rising and falling as their conversation got more aggressive. Can we hear this? Oh, there we go. There's no question about it. This brat stole it. Another familiar voice cut in angrily. What the hell are you talking about? I literally have nothing to do with this. You dragged me all the way here to accuse me for random shit out of the blue? Language. Mr. Cecil. However, I will have to agree with you. Mr. Dolores, you really have no evidence that Cecil stole the Academy funds besides your own hands. Your own words. There was a sharp pfft, as if Dolores just spat in Mrs. Gross's face. Cecil snarled and almost lunged at him, but it was stopped by Mrs. Glesson placing a hand on his shoulder. From outside the room, I blinked in confusion as the weight of the situation set in. Someone stole money from the school? And from the sound of it, a pretty large sum too. This sounds bad. If Dolores manages to pin this all on Cecil, there'll probably be several legal actions against him. Dolores was shouting again, his irritating voice dragging me out of my daze. Who the hell needs evidence with a scumbag like him? Let's hurry up and lock him back in prison. This rag is barely scraping by it as it is. Some students even reported seeing him sneak out last night. Given his criminal background, is there really anyone else who would have the nerve to steal from the school's funding? Mr. Rockov coughs hesitantly in the background. Really, Dolores? That is just a pure speculation. Cecil has clearly turned a new leaf before I admitted him into during the academy, and I have full confidence. And now you're short $10,000 in funds. Great choice, Rakov. I told you that you should have rejected this sack of shit before. Slam. Philip? The room was silent as Philip quietly walked in with me awkwardly behind him. May I help you, Philip and Jack? Mr. Dolores sneered at us from the back of the office. Eavesdropping on faculty meetings, are you? Brat, if I were the principal at this wretched academy, I would have you expelled. I apologize for eavesdropping. Really, I'm quite sorry. But really. You can hardly call it eavesdropping when half the campus can hear you shouting. You're shouting. Sorry. Shall we expel all of them as well, Mr. Dolores? Well, that aside, Philip, it was very rude and inappropriate for you to interrupt. I assure you, it's for a good reason. I may have an idea of who stole the funds, Mr. Rokov. Another silence echoed as everyone stared dumbfounded. What? Mr. Philip? Is this true? Let's just think this sad music. Oh, now you're sad. Any sort of lead would be more helpful than wild accusations at very least. I'd like to hear what Philip has to say. Musicalist gave us a affirming nod. I couldn't help but stare nervously towards Philip. Did he really know something about this? This is an actual crime. We can't half-ass our way with lies and bluffs. Philip sent me a reassuring smile before taking a deep breath. This morning, as I was coming to your office for my meeting with Mr. Rokov, I passed by Mr. Dolores' house at the edge of the campus and noticed something strange. Strange? In what way? Eyes were trained on Mr. Dolores, who suddenly looked rather nervous. There were huge red words spray painted all across his walls. Words like thief, hypocrite, and swindler. He got marked by the Black Cat. Those are just lies from another criminal. I've been framed. Really? Are we actually going to listen to the Black Cat of all people? He's wanted by the police, for Pete's sake. He could be the one who stole it, for all we know. At the same time, the Black Cat's marks do have the history of being quite accurate. What are you saying? Well, I think it would be worth a shot to call campus security and have them check out your home. But being the honorable type of teacher you are, Mr. Dolores, you should have nothing to hide. Security just has to make sure you don't have the money sitting in your house. It'll be quite quick and painless if you aren't a theft. Like he says, if. I don't see why you would refuse them, unless you really are the... Alright, fine. Oh, sorry, I'll go back for that one. Alright, I'll do it. This is just a big waste of time. Just make sure they don't mess up anything. Everyone glanced over at Mr. Rokov expectantly. The vice principal blinked in stunned silence before reaching for the phone with a sigh. Very well, I will call campus security and have them search Dolores' home. Today certainly has taken the turn towards the unexpected. We all waited silently in the office, tension hanging high. Cecil, Philip, and I sat in the corner and occasionally glancing at each other nervously. Will Philip's claims actually throw suspicion of Cecil? He could actually go to jail for this. This is quite the mess that we found ourselves in. Ring. Everyone jumped as Mr. Rokov hesitantly picked up the phone. Hello? Yes. Really? Alright. Mr. Rokov hung up the phone and looked at Mr. Dolores grimly. Well, for one, your house is a mess of spray-painted words at the moment. More importantly, they found all the school's cash funds stashed under your sofa, Dolores. What do you have to say for yourself? What? I've never stole the money. I swear. I'm being framed, I tell you. There was a knock at the door as campus security stormed in and surrounded Dolores. His face was beat red with fury and indignation. This is madness! You can't do this to me! If you have any explanations, I would love to hear them. In the meantime, Philip and Jack, thank you for your help. Please leave the office and allow us to deal with this. What about me? Stay here, Cecil. We might still need you. Philip and I made our way at the door, looking back at Cecil nervously. Will things really be alright like this? We didn't say a word until we got outside. I finally let her breathe. I didn't realize I was holding. That was interesting. A lot happened in a short time. Hey, at least they caught thief, right? Now we can do. Ugh. Now we don't have to worry about Cecil being thrown in jail for something he didn't do. And Dolores is definitely getting fired for this. So he'll finally be out of our hair. He won't be able to hurt Cecil anymore. All's well that ends well, I guess. I'm glad that things got settled quickly. But something about this whole thing feels a little off to me. Oh, Jack, you're just overthinking it. It's pretty simple. Dolores stole the money and tried to pin it on Cecil so that he could get away with it. But instead, he caught red-handed. Mystery solved. This is way too no. Something is way too. Oh, I don't know. I suppose it's just karma at work. Yep, beautiful karma. Owen was approaching us, his face grim. Philip fidgeted nervously but tried to keep a smiling face. Oh, hey Owen. About earlier. Let's set that aside for now. There are more important things to talk about. I overheard everything at their office. Philip, how could you? What do you mean? Owen sighed and scratched his head earnestly. Last night, you said you'd be studying on the roof. But you didn't you? Did you? You snuck out and didn't come back until dawn. Something clicked in my mind as I stared from Owen to Philip. No way. Philip, did you... I don't know what you're talking about. Alright. I'll put it plainly. I don't know. You stole the funds and framed Dolores, didn't you, Philip? Really? Just because I snuck out doesn't mean I did it. Cecil snuck out too. I don't see you questioning him. Is this your way of getting even with me? Jeez. Do I look that petty? Philip, you did show up at the meeting at a pretty convenient time. Even you, Jack? Fine. I admit it. I was the one who stole the money and pinned it on Dolores. He must be the Black Cat. There's no way. But can you honestly say he doesn't deserve it? Deserve it? You're losing him his job. He was abusing his job. That prick attacked and sabotaged the students. He practically choked Cecil. Do you honestly think this guy deserves his job? I'm doing everyone a favor here. What are you doing makes you no different from Dolores. Philip, do you realize you're breaking the law and ruining someone's life? What is the point of the law if he can't even protect the people you need it most? The last thing I want to hear is some stuck-up preaching from a rich and spoiled brat. Owen blinks and his lips tremble for a moment. He stumbles a step back as Philip continues to hiss heavily in rage. But what should I do here? I'm gonna decide with Owen. The heavy silence felt suffocating, until I grimly broke it with a shudder. Philip, I know you mean well, but Owen's right about this. Owen looked up with a surprised, grateful smile. Philip shot me at a poisonous glare instead. I gulped audibly, before continuing. I mean, you shouldn't leave it up to the school faculty to handle this mess? You literally broke into Mr. Dolores' home and vandalized his property. You even stole $10,000 just to frame him and throw him into jail. No matter the intention, what you did was just plain hypocritical and wrong. I'm sorry. I can't speak today. Philip shoots me a I don't know, but knowing smile. No more wrong that all the shit Dolores pulled. Do you know what would have happened if I left things the way they were? The school faculty would do nothing. Dolores would find a way to kick Cecil out of the academy he fought tooth and nail to get into. And finally, Caesar will be thrown back into the streets to rot. Hell will freeze over before I let the system completely fail someone like that again. That's nothing but presumptions. Philip scoffed and gritted his teeth. Presumption tis? No. I've lived it. And I won't let it happen again. Owen sighed and shook his head tiredly. Nothing I say will make you change your mind, will it? Doubtful. I see. Owen scratched his head thoughtfully and began to walk away, with Philip staring after him curiously. Where do you think you're going? Well, I guess I'm aiming for middle ground here. So I'm going to tell Rokov that I stole the money. What? You can't! What are you playing at? Out of everyone here, I'd probably get into the least trouble. I'm Owen Lorley, after all. My father practically owns the school. Not to mention how my family is a huge benefactor with the local police. I'll just call my pops and ask for a few favors. Won't you get angry, though? I'd be surprised if he even replies, but hey, he wouldn't leave me hanging. He's got a family reputation to uphold, after all. Can't let an outcast like me to ruin our good name. Hiss crawled from Philip's throat. You're taking the blow for something you didn't do. And Mr. Lois is getting arrested for a crime that he didn't commit. I don't really want to see you arrested either. So all in all, this is the best possible outcome. With a determined nod, Owen turned and made his way toward the office building. It never really occurred to me Owen was the son of the practically artistic family until now. His retreating back was held with a sense of esteem almost nightly. Philip groans beside me and buries his face into his hands. I've made quite a mess, haven't I? Jack, I'm going to fix this. Could you do me a favor and distract Owen for a bit? Don't let him into the office building. I'll do my best, but Philip, stay safe, okay? Not likely. With that, he turns and sprints out of the sight, leaving me alone in the courtyard. How did things come to this? Owen! Wait up! Yo, Jack. You're not coming to stop me, are you? Well, essentially, yes. I can't just let a friend throw himself into the fire like this. I'm just doing what I think is right. Did Philip send you here to... I had a little bit of problem. There was like a error on the recording, so I'm going back into this. This might be a little longer than an hour, because I checked the other video. It's like almost an hour long. So let's just try to hurry up a little bit. With a yell, I leapt at Owen and trapped his arms in a bear hug. Yep. I'm not supposed to let you into the office. Owen laughed and tried to pat me on the head. If you hear this again, sorry, I'm just going back a little bit. Nice try, Jack. I appreciate the concern. But I've got to do this so nobody gets hurt. But you will get hurt. Since when did I matter? Huh? Before I could question him, Owen began marching toward the office. As tightly as I hugged him, I ended up getting dragged along too. Owen. The crash suddenly rang out from the inside of the office building. What was that? Oh no. He didn't. Owen and I rushed inside. There was a shouting and screaming from the other end of the building. What was going on? Oof. Oh, sorry about that. Oh my god. Philip? Suddenly more furious. So sorry. I don't know, that was just really funny. You just like dashed away. Suddenly more furious shouting and footsteps came barreling on our way. It was him! I saw it with my own two eyes! The black cat! I'm going to kill that little fucker. Dolores, calm yourself. What's going on here? Suddenly, the black and hooded figure shot past us in the hallway. His skateboard whirling as he sped out the door. A small crowd of security officers chased after him in close pursuit. Behind us, Mr. Dolores came huffing and puffing with absolute fury. Sorry. I caught that criminal trying to steal the money. They recovered. Let's go back. No, let's go back. I caught that criminal trying to steal the money. They recovered from my house. It was him. The black cat. I told you, you fools, that I was being framed. Absolutely garbage, the lot of you. The black cat? Owen tugged at his hair in frustration and grumbled under his breath. He didn't need to go that far. I could have fixed this. Now he's got a horde of police chasing him. Philip, he just didn't want you to take the blame for him. He's getting away. What was that? Dolores, is that a gun? Oh, calm your tats, woman. This is a tranquilizer. There's no way in hell that I'm going to let this little shit get away from making a fool out of me. Wait, stop. With that, Mr. Dolores stormed out of the building, chasing after that crowd in a mad rampage. Yes, the music pumping. Isn't a tranquilizer of that grade used for elephants? If Philip gets hit with one of those, he ain't waking up. Echo, can you chase after them and make sure not a single bullet hits its mark? Can do, boss. They're heading for the lake. You better hurry up if you want to catch up to them. And as Echo disappears, I have an exhausted sigh. Ugh, why can't things ever be easy? I took a deep breath before making a mad dash towards the lake. I feel like I've been running forever. Where did they run off to? Rapid gunshots echoed in the distance. They left. It's the creepy old cottage from before. For some reason, just being here sends a frigid chill down my spine. Didn't even that ashy girl just like this place too? Because of that girl that died there. I don't know. Actually, no. Did somebody? Did they say that? I remember. Abruptly, the nearby bushes rustled as someone steps out from the bramble. Wrong turn. Philip. The tracks rang out as Dolores came barreling out of the woods. Ha! Finally caught you, little shit. Hey, leave him alone. Before I knew it, Dolores was coroning the black cat against the cottage wall. Next to them, Echo laid on the ground in an exhausted heap. Ugh, Jack. Took you long enough. I made sure all the bullets missed, but Echo shuddered and pants heavily as if he was having trouble breathing. He looked so faint as the edges looked like an overexposed photograph. Another missed shot. I gritted my teeth and roared at Dolores. What is wrong with you? Have you gone insane? You're shooting at a defenseless... Shut your trap. Argent brats like you need a beating to learn anything around here. This guy. Why is he being so unreasonable and aggressive? What if, on a whim, I grabbed my camera and peered at Dolores through the lens? I swear I saw something. That gun looks awesome. No way. Ooh. This is the corrupted wish from earlier. No. This is just a faint shadow of it. Its mechanical grin is almost painful to look at. Is this what Echo meant when he said that the raiment could affect the people around it? It must be the reason why Dolores has been acting so irrational today. I snap back into reality as Dolores takes another shot at the black cat. For someone who looks so fragile, Philip's incredibly nimble on a skateboard. The black cat acrobatically darts around every which way, making aiming at him almost impossible. Oh, stay still, you little... Suddenly, Dolores' face splits into Dolores' delirious grin. With a click, he swings over and points his gun at me. I couldn't even register what was happening before another gunshot rang out. Ugh! Philip collapses into my arms, his breathing slowly, rapidly. He felt limp, not even moving an inch. Haha, finally got him. What? What is wrong with you? Dolores spat on the ground and chucked chorously. He's a criminal, kid. This hoodlum deserves what he got. With another clank of metal, he points his gun at my forehead. Now hand him over if you don't want to join him. My heart was pounding like a hammer against my chest. What could I even do in a situation like this? I was too exhausted to help. I can't just leave Philip here. Maybe I could fight back? Oh god. Oh my god, what? It's all the same. You know what? If you guys have the time, because I don't. If you have the time, go through every single one of these. I'm not gonna... No, just don't do it for me. Like, maybe for your, like, sake of mystery. See if all these do something else. Like, I don't know. But I'm gonna choose the somewhat middle one. A low whispering wail suddenly echoed through the woods. A woman's voice. It almost sounds as if it's coming from the earth itself. The sound threads its way through my chest, like heart-tending song, almost taking my breath away. Dolores doesn't seem to notice it, as if she couldn't even hear the sound reverberating throughout the entire forest. The sickening grin on his face only widens as he pulls the trigger. I squeeze my eyes shut, but no pain comes. Hesitantly, I look up. Whoa, there was a woman standing in front of me, her hair dark as the lake under the night sky. The wind howls unnaturally around her. This isn't a normal person. Could she be a wish? Dolores stares through her, his eyes not registering her presence whatsoever. What? How did I miss? The woman turns towards him dispassionately. Abruptly, her eyes shone with an airy blue glow. Almost at her command, hundreds upon hundreds of crows flocked out of the surrounding trees. What is this? The mobs of crows surrounded Dolores in a blanket of black feathers. They pecked and clawed at every speck of flesh they could reach, with Dolores screaming and batting fiercely beneath them. Dolores' savage cries of pain echoed through the forest as he writhed on the ground. After several long, painful minutes, the crows dispersed, leaving Dolores on the forest floor in a broken heap. I couldn't help but stare in shock. Is this what wishes are capable of? The woman turns around us slowly, her hair swaying like an ash in the wind. She reaches out a long, bony hand and brushes Philip's unconscious head softly. My debt is repaid. Who exactly are you? Underneath the mess of black hair I swear I saw a smile creep up. Suddenly a wave of drowsiness hits me like a struck, sleep taking over me in seconds. The eerie song of the forest echoed through my head before I began slipping away from unconscious. Someone was running their hand through my hair gently, massaging through the knots. It felt rather warm and comforting. With a groan, my eyes fluttered open. This is a dorm room? There was someone at my bedside. I rubbed my groggy eyes and tried to peer through the evening light. Oh, Jack. You're finally awake. How are you feeling? I groaned. The drowsy blanket of sleep still thick in my head. Peering to the side, I could see Philip laying unconscious on the other bed. Ugh. What happened? Campus security found you and Philip passed out in the forest. You've been out cold all afternoon. Oh? And they found Dolores too. He's pretty badly hurt from a freak of bird attack. We have no idea what happened. But he's been arrested for shooting students and whatnot. Looks like the school board can't protect him from something like this. Philip would probably be delighted. Oh, speaking of, is Philip doing alright? Philip's... Owen gestured towards Philip's bed weakly. Philip's alright in the long run. He woke up a little while ago, actually. But that tranquilizer made him really sick. He kept throwing up and falling back asleep. Oh, I think we'd better count our blessings, though. It's a medical miracle that he survived after all. Oof, that's good to hear. I really need to thank him for taking the hit for me. Wait, is Phil going to be alright legally? He is. You know, the most wanted vandal in the city. Owen grins and thrusts his chest out proudly. Heh. There's nothing to worry about. I managed to pull a few strings with my family influence. Granted, my father never replied to my messages, but you'd be surprised how much influence I can get from regularly donating to and sleeping with the local place. Officially, the Black Cat escaped and Dolores went gun-ho crazy after him, resulting in 2 incident student victims. Nobody besides you and me know the Black Cat's true identity. Wait, does Sizzle not know? Because, he was in the office. Wait, wasn't he in the office? Officers were supposed to come and interrogate you two, but Sizzle made a scene and drove them all away. Something about give those two a fucking break, they just got fucking shot. Let him know I said thanks. I could use a break after all that happened. Owen was quiet for a while, staring between me and Philip, who was still unconscious in the other bed. I should have gotten to the office sooner. If I only took the blame more quickly. I calmly surrounded the other bed as Philip shook himself awake. I swear to God, if you took the blame, I would have strangled you. Oh, Philip, you're awake. It was a strangled gurgle as Philip suddenly leaped out of the room and hurtled himself towards the bathroom. Sickly vomit sounds could be heard down the hall. Ooh, that sounds bad. He's probably going to feel like that for the next few days. After a bit, Philip stumbled back into the room and collapsed under the bed. head feels like it's splitting in half. Philip, I don't think I thanked you yet for taking the hit for me. It's a given. I'm not letting a friend take the fall for something I'm responsible for. That includes you. Owen. Don't be a dumbass. Oh. We're still friends? Philip was fidgeting again before releasing a long, tired sigh. When I'm sorry for everything I said this morning. You're a really nice guy. I've just been really frustrated these last few days and snapped all of it onto you. It was unfair to you, and I'm not sure what else to say other than I'm sorry. Owen chuckles and gives Philip a usual grin. Are you still worried about that? Don't worry about it, Philip. You're completely forgotten. Heck, I've got a lot to apologize for too. All that flirting and groping I did probably got annoying after a while. Sorry about that. I guess I just got really excited. Nobody wanted to be around me before, so I never had a roommate until now. But I hope you stick around though, if that's alright with you. Of course. I'd like to give you a hug now, if that's alright. I'm gonna throw up on you, but sure. I stared at the two of them and couldn't help but chuckle to myself. Looks like they're both going to be fine. Well, I'll be heading back to my room before things get too mushy here. Good luck with your roommate bonding. Hey, it's not like that. I laugh as I stride out of the room, narrowly dodging a thrown sock.
Okay, finally. Oh my god, this is like an hour long. I'm sorry. But, okay. So, I think this is actually like I think day 5 is not even finished unless it's day 6. But if day 5 is finished, then I will finish that one. But if day 6 is not finished, I will not do an episode because I would want to wait until it's fully released, like it's fully done, and then I'll show it. But if you really, really want to play and you can't wait, then please support Shirokoi on Patreon, and you get early access to his stuff. If you spend at least $10 or more, you're able to get all these exclusive art stuff that he does, which are only seen on a computer. If you're on Android, then you get the updates very soon every month. It's a really good deal. It really is, actually. Like, it's not that bad. And you get the full game when it comes out. So I hope you guys do that, and thank you for watching. And like this video if you enjoyed it, and please comment. I love hearing comments from other people. It makes me feel happy and like they actually care to see this. But at least be friendly comments. I mean, I don't want people to be like, hey, you sound horrible. I do, yeah, I know. But I mean, come on. I'm doing this because I have fun with this, and people want to see stuff. That, I mean, I don't care what people think. I really don't. It's just like, we just do these things because we want to. I'm not even getting paid for this. I'm just doing this because I have fun, and I like to see other people to be like, huh, this is nice to see the first time. And it's just like, wow, I'm making a difference. I'm actually making people happy. And I always wanted that. So please, comment, like the video, and subscribe if you want to see more. I love doing these. And thank you again for watching. Goodbye.